going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into some Pirate Rumble, Super Pirate Rumble, taking a look at how to counter the Free Spirit and the team that I put together to take this particular season down, because Free Spirit are just going absolutely crazy. Thanks to the rule set in Championship, they get level 3 CD reduction, as well as quick units getting HP up level 5. Now, the int speed up and the cerebral defense up is kind of whatever. Obviously, the cerebral's there for Ivankov and Inazuma, but the 3 turns, or the 3 CT speed up is crazy for Free Spirits. Plus, Zora being a quick type unit means that her HP buff is actually very, very big. Now, most Free Spirit teams that are running around look a little bit like this, or something along these lines. You've got Roger instead of Waifu, so Tama in the front, and then you can run like an 8-man team, and there is a lot of stuff going on, and this team is just so hard to take down at the moment. The defensive capabilities that Zora brings, the counter mechanic, the absolute damage potential that Luffy Yamato can output, Odin with his damage, the confusion effect from the Waifus. There's so much going on with this particular team, and there are so many different variations that a lot of teams are actually struggling with it. Another variation that rocks around is this one right here. This is the one that I stereotypically like to use for an attacking-based team, with Roger and his fixed damage, and then Odin and his action binding. This team does a lot of work. However, the team that we're going to be showcasing today looks a little bit like this, and the goal of the video is to hunt down Free Spirit teams. Now, I do want to state a preface before we dive into the matches that this team is obviously very whale-centric. There's a lot of maxes going on, a lot of 150s. Everything is literally level 150. Shanks Crew, K-Dad, Odin, and Roger Whitebeard are all Limit Break expanded. I did Limit Break expand my Zoro, but then I didn't put the materials in because I was like, holy crap, we have Grand Voyage tomorrow. I'm probably going to need those materials. So I'm just going to sit on that. But if I don't need the materials, that is going to be my next Limit Break expansion, because with the maintenance, we got buffs for K-Dad and Zoro, and both of these characters work exceptionally well when taking down Free Spirits. But let me know in the comment section below what you guys are using to take down Free Spirit teams. While you're down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. And with that said, let's dive into some matches. Let's take a look at the Slasher team versus the Free Spirit build. Alright, so the first fight is pretty stock standard, 5-man team with Rayleigh Gaban and Kinemon Dendro. This is stereotypically a Free Spirit team that you'll want to go up against, a team that you sort of want to fight, because Rayleigh Gaban need 8 men to actually get their full passive, and Kinemon Dendro, whilst are very, very good, they also buff Psy units, which this particular team doesn't have. So to make this team a little bit better, very nice defensive team, to be honest. To make the team a little bit better, I would take off Rayleigh Gaban, and I would put something like Psy Odin, trying to get a little bit of a bait option there, taking on a 5-man team with your 6-man or your 8-man team. But this particular build, it's not too hard to take down, and the reason that it's not too hard to take down is because when you're versing a 5-man or a 6-man team, and you bring characters like Whitebeard Roger, or Ashura Zoro who does stuff like this, if you can break one piece of the puzzle, usually the team will start to crumble. And having characters that go through defense, as you guys saw there, Zoro hit for 6,000 damage through defense, but Luffy Yamato managed to tank it, which is actually wild. We're going to hit with K-Dad. K-Dad now does 5 shots. Now watch their HP kind of diminish a little bit. If they get solid into one unit, that damage output is really, really good. But the extra shot is just, it's a whole nother damage potential that this particular character brings. As you can see as well, they are throwing specials out. They put the Zoro special out, Kinemon Dendro, and Rayleigh Gaban. We've managed to tank that nicely. Our Roger Whitebeard now goes. And Whitebeard and Roger, wow, that was really, well. Whitebeard and Roger are just definitely going to kill 2 units. The downside to the Free Spirit team as well is Zoro has a revive mechanic. So if you hit Zoro and Zoro dies, he's just going to come back, and it's disgusting. Now, Whitebeard and Roger, in my opinion, are the best PvP character in the entire game. Closely followed by Luffy Yamato, honestly. Luffy Yamato are very, very good. They were wonky when we first got them, but now with the new Free Spirit team, they do exceptionally well. But Whitebeard and Roger and their ability to just kill 2 units is so god tier. If you have some posters, this is a character I would recommend using posters on, because they're so good on so many different PvP teams. Plus, you can use 2 different types of posters. So that's also a benefit, so you're not diminishing your stocks in one color. But having this character maxed out just means that you are going to take out a few units. Kinemon, Dendro, or K-Dad are going to come in now with all their damage. That extra shot, see, that extra shot didn't need to happen on Zoro, and it means that he's now at very, very low HP. Most of these matches will go down to like the last 30 seconds, and you will see that Zoro just survives. Like, Zoro just hangs around for days. The man just doesn't die, and his counter mechanic at the back end of fights can do a lot of damage. So moving on to the next team now. This one was a little bit of an interesting one, because they tried to be cheeky and throw Whitebeard and Roger in the back. I was just rambling on about how I think Whitebeard and Roger are the best PvP character in the game, and putting him in the backline, them and something like Kid, can work exceptionally well because they have the ability to go through defense, which is very, very powerful. Plus, these guys are rocking some slashers in, obviously Zoro being a slasher, and Odin and Toki being a slasher-based unit as well. So, Whitebeard and Roger can come in and buff those units. However, those units aren't buffing Whitebeard Roger per se. Odin and Toki are, but to a very minor extent. And another thing that this team has is actually Otama in the front. We've been seeing a resurgence of Otama, especially on defensive teams, because her heal is so incredibly powerful. You guys will see a match actually, the midpoint, where we actually lose. And I did want to showcase that match because this particular team, it's not foolproof. There are builds that are going to counter it, but from my experience, this is the best thing that I've managed to come up with that has the highest success rate for taking on many different Free Spirit builds. So, Otama in the front gives a lot of healing, and you get a lot of sustainability, namely for Luffy Yamato. Luffy Yamato going off in the last 50 seconds is so damn scary, and having these heal just keeps them alive for at least the first 40 seconds. As you can see, like they're sitting upwards of max HP, and even taking a Whitebeard Roger special, like they can actually tank that like fairly nicely. Odin and Toki give action bind as well, which is very, very annoying. Our team is very susceptible to that. Sai Odin can do it too, so whether you rock Sai Odin or whether you rock Odin and Toki, or you see Odin and Toki, or you see Sai Odin, they're gonna do bits too. But as you can see, Whitebeard Roger came in and K-Dad went at the perfect time, because K-Dad's 5 shots means that there's a good chance that you're probably gonna hit them at least once, and because no one else is buffing them, besides like Luffy Yamato and maybe Odin Toki, you can do good damage. Now, we just took a Luffy Yamato special at the back end of the fight, which is normally an absolute killer, but this team managed to tank it out, which is very, very nice, and that is thanks to those 150 stats. Having that extra defense is so incredibly valuable, and that's what I mean by like this team being very whale-centric. So if you are trying this team and it's not working the same way, I do apologize, but let me know in the comment section below how the team is operating for you if you don't have as much investment. As far as I'm concerned, like, you kind of want to like avoid Free Spirit, but look, this is a good way of taking them down and a fun way of hunting them out. Alright, so I found an interesting Nami build, and I wanted to include this because I wanted to go on a bit of a tangent about Nami still being bugged. It hurts my soul. It actually hurts me on so many different levels that Nami's still bugged. She's meant to do 1500 to 3000 damage, which is the exact same wording as Tesoro, and what she brings to the Free Spirit team with her special in terms of her bulk and her passive is actually fairly nice. She's kind of just like a direct replacement for Roger, but she just completely buffs Free Spirit. She gives a lot of defense on her special, and she has the ability to nerf int as well. However, her special just doesn't do damage. It doesn't do any damage at all, even though it's meant to do 1500 to 3000. Now, I do understand that that is meant to be reduced with resistance, but in my experience of using Nami, even after the update, she does like 150 to 300 damage. It seems like that gets nerfed by like 90%. Not that it gets nerfed by like 30% or something like what's actually meant to get nerfed by. So, hopefully, they do something about Nami, because I do really want to use Nami. I think that she has, on paper, a really good kit, and she could work exceptionally well on the Free Spirit team. It's just that the fact that her fixed damage isn't doing what it needs to do just means that her special is a wasted slot. And it's very unfortunate to see, but if you do see her on a defensive team, I would highly recommend going for it. Otherwise, you probably want to avoid Free Spirit as much as possible, because it's just, this season, it just goes absolutely berserk. So, as you can see, like, this is probably the easiest Free Spirit team we fight in the entire match, just because of Nami's bug and the fact that she just doesn't work the way that she's meant to. So, whilst this video is centered around hunting down the Free Spirit team, I would highly recommend avoiding the team, because as you're about to see in this particular fight, beating the Free Spirits without, even with full investment, is still incredibly challenging to do. They're still very RNG reliant, and if they are running an 8-man team like what you see here, and they have the potential of the back-end units to come in, they can do some pretty nasty stuff. So seeing an 8-man Free Spirit team is a big red flag. Seeing the waifus, I found, was a big red flag as well, because their ability to just remove 3 of your specials can be so goddamn toxic. But, as you guys will see in this particular clip, RNG can still be your worst enemy, and if Luffy Yamato go right on the 50-second mark, or around that 50-second mark on the back end, it's basically curtains. They do so much goddamn damage. If you don't take out Otama, or you don't take out Luffy Yamato with your Whitebeard Roger or your Zoro special, you are going to be in for a really bad time. And that's the idea of this slasher team. The idea is to get as much damage off in the early stages, break a couple of pieces to the puzzle, and then have them sort of crumble. Now, as you can see there, K-Dad hit 5 separate units and went before everyone else. Ideally, K-Dad wants to go after everyone, after all of the specials have gone off, namely stuff like the HP cuts of Shanks, Whitebeard Roger, and Ashura Zoro giving his fixed damage. Now, as you can see, we actually got action binded on our Whitebeard and Roger, which is a huge problem because they are meant to take out 2 units. They're just meant to go and kill 2 units. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. However, because they get action binded, they don't actually go until the back end of 50 seconds, which means that Luffy Yamato is in strike range of going a second time. They're going a second time, and as you guys are about to see right here, right on 50 seconds. This is the worst RNG I possibly could have got, because they took out Shanks' crew, which is all of my defensive bulk. Then Whitebeard and Roger come through, which is good, because we can take out a character. However, we also hit Zoro, which is the one character that has a goddamn revive on this team. So that character just revives, Sandersonia comes in from the back, and Sandersonia does so much damage. At this point, my team, my puzzle has been broken, and there's just no coming back from this. So, as I've been saying this whole time, like, whilst this team works exceptionally well, you gotta remember, like, there's still RNG, this game mode is still built up on RNG, and it can still go against you, and that's why finding an 8-man team or finding the waifus is a big red flag, because if the RNG is bad on your side, like, really bad, then you are gonna cop an L, and, I have been finding that most teams have been struggling with Free Spirit because you need RNG to beat it, basically. But this team is the highest, or the best team, with the least amount of RNG to actually get it done. At least from my experience, anyway. Nevertheless, RNG is still like it's a huge factor, but the ability to try and break down the team early with the defensive capabilities of Shanks' crew, the HP cut of Shanks' crew, the HP cut of Whitebeard Roger, and then going through defense with both Whitebeard Roger and Ashura Zoro is very, very powerful. And as I was saying, Zoro and K-Dad did get buffs with the recent maintenance. Zoro now gives HP, while K-Dad gives defense. So as you can see, we start at 5 defense. Shanks starts at 10, which is great. But then once Shanks' special goes, he actually gives some more defense. Plus, in the final 70 seconds, Shanks' passive will activate, which will give us some more defense. So as you can see now, after Shanks' special, we've gone up to 15 and 10 on our slashes. Once we hit the 70-second mark, which most of their specials won't be popping off until that mark anyway, as you can see, Shanks' crew's passive is now triggered, and now we're sitting at 21 and 16 defense. At this 70-second mark is when all of the specials start to proc, and this is where we need our defense. And as you can see, our characters have gone because we have a lot of speed, thanks to the rule set buffing us as well. K-Dad, Zoro, Odin, they're all free spirits, so they all get the 3 turns of cooldown as well when you are versing the free spirit team. So their specials can go off very, very quickly. And as you see, by the time we get around to that sort of 60-second mark, a lot of their pieces have fallen, which does crumble the team. And if they're not running something like Otama and getting all that CT speed and all of that good RNG, Luffy Yamato should pop around that 60-second mark, and we're not going to see it for at least another 20 seconds, which is really good, because then we can build up our defenses again with Shanks' crew, which is great, and we can pop off another Whitebeard Roger and a Ashura Zoro special, which is going to tear through some of their defense as well. Plus, we have Odin with fixed damage, Odin with his damage capabilities, and as you guys will see here, like, we're just sort of, like, picking off pieces now, and at this point, we're in a really, really good spot to tank. Even if we do take another Luffy Yamato special and we lose a couple units, they're basically running a 2-man squad while we have a backline as well. It's not the greatest backline, but we do have it, and it is in a good spot to actually take down at least one of their units when it is 1 on like 6. So all in all, versing free spirits is going to be absolutely risky this season, but hopefully this particular team or any other team that you guys have put together, let me know in the comment section below, that is working against them will help a lot of players out at taking this monstrosity down. In saying that, I love the free spirit team. I think the free spirit team is so well designed now, and it's so bulky, it's so beautiful. The damage output is great. You have so many options for the team now. You can implement the Psy free spirit team. You have like the free spirit strength slasher sort of build. You can do some fun stuff with obviously anniversary characters. You have like Rayleigh getting a resurgence. Otama seeing some more play. I really just wish they got a Pirate Festival rare recruit. Whilst the team is so incredibly strong, having that one crazy ass Pell level, Rebecca Toy Soldier level, or like Dalton Kanjuro, that type of character for the Free Spirit team would have just pushed them into an echelon of excellency. Like, the amount of potential this team has without any Pirate Festival rare recruits is actually astounding. And it's really, really nice to see because Free Spirit's like my favorite class in the game. And it's always been, or as of recent times, has always been such a pinnacle and such a powerhouse in every single game mode. And it's nice to see now that it's resurged back to the top of PvP. But slashes, they've always been a lot of fun too. And it's really nice to see that with the buffs that K-Dad and Zoro are getting, we can actually take down this absolute powerhouse of a team for this particular season. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Let me know if you're running the Free Spirit team. Let me know what you're using to take it down, as I mentioned. And if you got this far in the video, I want to see K-Dad and Zoro in the comment section. One of the two. If you did get this far in the video. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching the Free Spirit team crumble, because I do know it's giving a lot of people headaches as well. And if you have any other ideas to make the team better, let me know in the comment section below as well. But while you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. I'm going to let this video see you guys out. And I'll catch you all. Oh, thank you for watching. Always, thank you guys for watching. Like, beautiful people. Thank you so much. But I'm going to let this video play out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let's!